Hello, all you big beautiful brains out there. Why doesn't everyone just agree all the time? Today, we're talking about the false consensus effect. Before we get started, take a minute to subscribe to Psy vs. Psy. Help out your friendly neighborhood psychologist while I tell you all about the false consensus effect. Let's go over what it is first. Then we'll talk about why it might be making your life harder. Ever been in a group of people and one person starts speaking for the whole group? Even worse, they're speaking for everybody and it's not even something that you agree with? The false consensus effect might explain why they're acting that way. The false consensus effect is a tendency that we all have to overestimate how much others agree with our actions, thoughts, or opinions. For instance, say Dora gets to travel all the time. False consensus effect will lead Dora to think that others have the chance to travel frequently as well. Logically, she knows not everyone has the time, money, or privilege to travel, but she's going to keep going on and on about exploring. And she's likely to think travel is more important to more people than it really is. That's how false consensus effect works. People misjudge how much others agree with them. We are all different and unique people and have our own reasons for doing things. That person trying to speak up for the whole group doesn't realize that their assumption that everyone shares their opinions doesn't match reality. It could be up to some debate about when this effect was first identified, but the term false consensus effect was first used in the 1970s by Ross, Greene, and House. Prior to Ross's work, most researchers simply attributed this type of effect to egocentrism. False consensus effect is typically looked at scientifically by first identifying a participant's action, opinion, or belief, and then asking the participant to estimate how much others agree with them. Researchers compare the participant's estimation of agreement with actual agreement, meaning looking at an impartial measurement of attitudes about that same topic. The results can often be strikingly different. This sounds hard to understand, but it's essentially how you win everyone's favorite game show, Family Feud. At the end of the game, the winning family gets to play Fast Money, where they have to guess the most popular answers given by the studio audience. The contestants all say things that are commonplace to them, but when it's compared to the studio audience responses, we can see just how clearly off some of the contestants can be. Since it's a type of cognitive bias, the false consensus effect can be difficult to overcome, and it's probably impacting your life right now more than you realize. The false consensus effect has been highlighted mostly because of social media. Algorithms on many platforms are specifically designed to show you people and topics that you agree with. This increases the false consensus effect because you are continually seeing others who reinforce your viewpoint, making it almost impossible to consider that others might think or act in different ways. A recent meta-analysis by Bunker and Varnum combined the results of a bunch of studies published on the influence of social media in false consensus. Their study confirmed that yes, those who are heavier social media users tend to show stronger false consensus effects. They also compared the average person's estimates of how much influence echo chambers online might have. While social media use did have a strong influence, it was only about a third as strong as everyday people thought it would be. So, in general, echo chambers are a real issue, but it's not quite as bad as people might think. The irony here is that the people who hear a lot about echo chambers are more likely to overestimate the impact of echo chambers, which in itself is a great example of the phenomenon. Modern media is more than just the media itself. We've incorporated all kinds of other information into every website, news story, and video in the forms of likes and comments that all may promote false consensus. The comment section allows people to weigh in on a topic, whether they agree with the original post or not. A recent study by Luza and Meyer looked at how comments and likes on news stories influence people's false consensus beliefs. In the study, they asked the participants' opinions on the controversial issues, then showed them the news articles. After the articles, they saw a bunch of comments that either agreed with them or disagreed with them. They also varied the number of likes for these messages. The results showed that people were more likely to get a false consensus if they saw more messages they agreed with, but the number of likes didn't seem to matter as much. So, comment sections on media do have an influence on false consensus, independently of the article itself. So, where does the false consensus effect come from? One of the most popular explanations from researchers is that false consensus is an extension of another heuristic, the availability bias. When we are around things frequently, we also have a tendency to overestimate their significance. This happens all the time in a lot of situations, but in this view, since we've been around ourselves the most, we overestimate the importance of our own thoughts. If you want to know more about your own thoughts or what might be impacting them, make sure you subscribe to Psy vs. Psy so you can get all of our other videos and you can learn all about the science of psychology. Until next time, keep thinking, and I'll see y'all later. Bye! A false consensus is better than no consensus, right? Yeah!